Dear friends, it's what now, 8th of November, so voting day in America. Good luck with getting your vote in and not having the Democrats steal it from you. Or at least steal it with lots of mail-ins. Not that they would do something like that. It's only the dead voting, the alcos voting, and every old senile person voting for Democrats. Makes you wonder who their consistency is. But okay, I digress. The topic I'm going to cover in briefly today is this peace plan that one Sullivan has moved forward for Zelensky to push with Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin, for those who don't know, where Russia gives up Kherson, the city, and everything north of the Dnieper River, moves to the border where everything is at right now. That stabilizes as the new border. A new Minsk 3, or Istanbul 1, whatever you want to call it, gets formed. You know, the same crap that for the last 8 years, where Ukraine just keeps shooting. And, oh yeah, we give them electricity also from Zaporozhye nuclear plant. And Ukraine gets to rebuild its military forces. What are you smoking? Let me explain a few things. First of all, there's not going to be any negotiations with Zelensky. That boat sailed so long ago, there ain't no coming back for that one. In fact, that boat sailed, sunk, and there's a reef somewhere in the middle of the Atlantic. Ain't gonna happen. And Putin cannot politically make it happen. We're not suffering from war exhaustion. You are suffering from war exhaustion. Europe is suffering from war exhaustion. Not us. In fact, Europe is looking at somewhere between 10 to 15 million refugees out of Ukraine that will be heading there within the next 2-3 weeks as the cold comes in there, and we're going to keep pounding that infrastructure. That's what you brought us to. The original plan was not to touch the infrastructure. But no, America had to ante it up. Well, Ukraine's going to pay for that ante up. And all of Europe is going to pay for that ante up. It's going to be fun watching this happen this winter. Now, Europe can't handle its own population, let alone the 10, 15 million people marching in there looking for heat and food. So, yeah, Poland's going to explode. And probably Germany, so that'll be fun to watch. Meloni in Italy's already in deep crap with the people, because the people finally figured out voting in the opposition is pointless. It's not voting at all, because the opposition is no different, similarly in the same in the American pocket as every other politician in Europe, with very, very few exceptions. Secondly, by Russian law, those provinces are now part of Russia. And by Russian law, any of those provinces' territories are occupied is an act of war. That Putin has not declared war is a miracle. What the Russian people demand and want is the winter offensive. For Putin to commit any kind of negotiations is political suicide, which I'm sure the Yanks understand to some degree. So no, there won't be any negotiations. Definitely not with Zelensky. The only way you get any kind of negotiations even going anywhere is to put 2 bullets in the back of the head of Zelensky, or the front, it doesn't matter, and put somebody else in his place. Right, it's plan B anyways for the U.S. It always has been. And it's the same thing because every American Muppet sooner or later gets whacked, be it in Vietnam, be it in the Philippines, or whomever. Whacked, or the American will put them in jail themselves just to get rid of them. Put somebody else in. That's the usual modus operandi, if anybody ever bothers to actually look at it. So no, there's not going to be any negotiations. And definitely, we're not going to allow Ukraine to rebuild its military as a NATO proxy and then start the war again in 3 or 4 years. I mean, seriously, Biden, you and your little Muppets there are smoking some really hard crack if you think anybody's going to go for that. And as I said, we don't have war exhaustion. You have war exhaustion. We don't have war exhaustion. Our economy is out of recession. Your economy is 3/4 in recession. Going on a full year of recession, no matter how you rewrite the definition of recession. Europe is maybe looking at recession. Europe's already in recession. And Germany's deindustrializing at such a breakneck speed, and the Greens must be just friggin' hard-ons all over. Not that they understand what really that means. They will soon. Their little comfortable lifestyle as a green, civilized person is coming to a crashing end. Like every fantasy built on nothing but unicorn shites and fairy dust. So no, there's not going to be any negotiations. We're not giving up territory. We're taking more territory back. The territories of those 4 provinces that are still occupied by Ukraine are going to be taken back. Here's a little hint. Everything east of the Dnieper River is going to be in Russian hands before this is over. And then the Poles will grab their chunk, and the Hungarians will grab their chunk, and the Romanians and the Slovaks will grab their chunk. And what little hole that's left of Ukraine is going to be the headache of Western Europe for the next 50 years as they provide terrorists with weapons, as they already are. And they provide lots of fanatics, psychos, and gangs, and drugs, and everything else. Europe, this is going to be your headache for a long time, as you yourself become dirt poor second, third world countries. Mission accomplished. Good luck.